Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this video. This is a video to introduce you to the application process on how to become cabin crew. Now, as most of you are aware, I have joined a major UK airline as cabin crew, and I want to share some tips with you on the application process. To begin with, let's look at the internet application process. Now, the majority of UK airlines will recruit and look for new cabin crew using their websites on their career pages, and most of the time these are open 365 days a year and close at different dates, but the majority of the time for big major airlines they are always looking for new crew. So my advice to you is just to apply, and it's the first hurdle to get over. Your next hurdle is, if you are accepted from your application, is the online tests. Now, before they meet you in person, they want to make sure that you are the right type of person to be crew. Can you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you enjoy long working hours? And so they will test you with a 10 or 15 minute quiz on different aspects of cabin crew life. And they'll throw some really random questions at you. For example, how much is £1 in euros? Or how many US dollars does £3.49 make? And it's not to test your mathematical ability, it's to test how you deal with a customer. Can you think quickly? So don't get too flustered if you do get through to that stage. They are just simple tests. It may confirm to you that that is the job you're looking for, or it may confirm to you, this is terrible, I don't want it. So you get through from stage 1 of application to stage 2, which is the assessment online. Stage 3 is a group assessment. So you'll be called to one of the major airlines' head offices or training centres, and when you get there you will meet another 30 people who are all scared like you. How do you prepare for that day? Top tips for preparing for that day. Sleep well the night before and avoid alcohol. So alcohol does not help anyone sleep. It may make you good at sleep and black out. I know from lots of experience. But it's not good, and it will make you feel tired the next day, and it will show when people are trying to assess you. But don't get too bogged down with that. Sleep well. Make sure you are conforming as best as you can to what you believe a cabin crew member might look like. So for men, if you're going in, try and wear a jacket with a shirt and a tie and nice trousers and shoes, and conform to that kind of way of dressing. Ladies, a skirt and a blouse. Make sure it looks conservative depending on what airline you're going to. Make sure that your hair is properly groomed, and if you've looked at pictures online of that airline and their crew, if they've got short hair, try and keep your hair short as well, or done up in a bun, for example, for ladies. Gentlemen, dreadlocks may be fine, but if you've got hair out here and a bushy weird beard that doesn't kind of suit you, think about trimming that, because your appearance is the first thing that these people will be looking at. So I've had some questions asked regarding the process. So let's have a look at what some people have asked. First of all, people keep asking, do you need any experience in cabin crewing to be crew? And the answer to that is absolutely none. I had none, and now I am crew. So you don't need any experience. Qualifications. People have asked me again, what qualifications did I have to do it? You don't need any. As long as you have a sane mind and, okay, maybe some GCSEs, you should be absolutely fine to apply to be crew. Any particular skills? So airlines may be looking for particular skills that you have which would benefit them. So if you're into nail therapy or massaging, that could be a benefit to an airline in first class, for example. So that's something they might want to hear. If you are an R&B dubstep DJ, maybe not, but who knows? So there's no particular skills that you need to possess to become crew. A lot of other people have asked, oh, I live in a foreign country, can I come and work for a UK airline? The answer to that is very difficult. So if you live in, for example, Europe, you would be able to join a UK airline because you can move to the UK and work for them. However, you wouldn't be able to live in, say for example, Rome. You couldn't live in Rome, transport yourself to the UK for a flight to wherever and back to the UK because you're not a UK citizen. But check with each individual airline. When you go to your assessment day and through all the tests that all airlines give you, they will ask you for your height and your weight. Do not lie. If you go to your assessment day, the first thing they will ask you to do is perhaps open an overhead locker, or they will just put you up against a wall and measure you. If you don't conform to that airline's height requirements, there's a low height and a high height, which is roughly 1.9 meters to about 2.4, something like that. Check with your airline. If you aren't in the middle, you will be sent home and that will be the end of your journey. But check with your own airlines, and that is height without heels. So if you're going to practice, do it at home. Sit down, shoes off, stand up, work it out. How high are you? Again, some airlines have a weight restriction. It's not because you're fat. It's because in an emergency, could you get out of an emergency exit wing window? So if that's if your weight perhaps is over what you should be, perhaps that's something you could focus on to lose the weight. And if you don't want to lose the weight, you be you. Be the best you can be. So yes, focus on your presentation and make sure that you are looking through every bit of information that you can before you go, but don't get too bogged down. Think about what language you are going to use when you're in the assessment days. Swear words aren't gonna get you that job. Clear, fluent English. If you can present yourself in, like, I can't say words, but I can pronounce myself in English. So as long as you've got a good, strong, fluent English speaking language, does that make sense? That makes sense. Then you'll be absolutely fine. If you've got a secondary language, you don't have to have one. You don't have to have a second language or learn another one. But if you do, that would be an advantage to an airline. For example, a UK operator that flies to Spain might like someone that speaks Spanish. But primarily, you must speak English. Age. So another one that I was concerned with, that I was going to walk into the assessment day and find out that everyone was 18 and I'm the oldest person there, and that would have been terrifying. It's not. As long as you are over 18, by law, it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be, I have sat in a room with 60-year-olds, I've sat in a room with 40-year-olds, I've sat in a room with 18-year-olds. As long as you are over 18, you can apply to be crew. The only stipulation is that you are fit and healthy to do so, not a 90-year-old pensioner with a Zimmer frame. No. So yes, that covers off most of the major steps when doing an application. Let's have a look at the assessment day itself. So you'll be called in, roughly 30 of you, and you'll be asked to perform a set of tasks. You may have a one-on-one interview, like the standard, where do you see yourself in 5 years, darling? And you may have a group exercise. Remember to be open, friendly, smiley, and interact with your trainers and with the people that you are trying to be assessed with. It benefits you and it benefits them. If you're sat in a group and someone's taking charge, try and vocalise your opinion. Try and get your personality out there, because you've got about 15 minutes for it to happen. If you're sat there, someone's talking and you say nothing, would you hire you? And that's the thought I had in my head all the time I was there in the assessment day. Would I hire me? Just think about that every time you go to the next step, and you'll get through. You'll be absolutely fine. Be yourself. Don't be a fake version of yourself. Being fake shines through more than anything else. So yes, the assessment day will consist of a group exercise, a solo exercise, and maybe a one-to-one. And it's all dependent on what each airline wants to do. Once you get through the assessment day, that's it. You've done 3 stages, 3, 4, 5, 6 stages. What happens next? The longest wait of your life to hear by email or phone or text if you got that job. And it's hard to sit there waiting. It really is. But let's say you're successful and you're with an airline that emails you. You'll get a start date, which might be, for me, 8 months in the future, and which you're just like, yeah, I can't wait. Patience, because there's a lot to learn in that 8 months that you still have to do. But yes, an email will come and it will tell you, you got the job, or you haven't got the job. And I will continue these videos. If you've enjoyed this video, I will continue to do these videos just to give you a little bit more information on the process. If you enjoyed this video, I can do the next stage, working up to your first day if you're in the UK with potentially Sky people, and talk you through that process too. If you've got any further questions, drop them in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know, because if I can continue with these, I shall. And I'll show you around all the different hotels that I get to go to, and, you know, me living my best life. I will be back very soon. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been some help to you and not just been me going blah, 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 for about half hour. Love you lots. Take care.